Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my October favorites for you. I'm glad October is over and done with. So if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me. Hit that subscribe button down below. And to those of you who are already subscribed, thank you so much for your support. And let's get started with my October favorites. So I have two hair products that I want to mention. The first one is this Hot Tools Professional Hair Dryer Brush. Now, if you see some hair in here, it's because I use this every time I blow dry my hair. I usually let my hair air dry to about 85%, 90%, and then I go ahead and go in with this brush. This is actually the result that I get when I do use this brush. It's like a kind of like an at-home blowout, which I absolutely love because it looks so fresh. It just looks like I went to the salon to get this done. So I've really been loving this. Super easy to use. I have posted a video on my channel showing you guys how I use this. I think my technique has changed just a little bit. I think in that video I had longer hair. So if you guys want to see another video with my shorter hair, let me know and I'll go ahead and post another one of these. I can just do a quick hair tutorial using it. But yeah, this has been such a lifesaver for me and I love the way my hair comes out when I use this. So another hair product that I've been loving is this Kevin Murphy Young Again treatment oil. My hairstylist actually recommended this line of products to me here recently when I went to go get my hair cut. He gave me some really good tips. He said, don't wash your hair every day, and then when you do wash your hair, put this Young Again treatment oil in your hair before blow drying. It works to repair the hair, to heal the hair, to make the hair a lot more soft and manageable, and you can also use it as a heat protectant. So that's what I've been doing, and this stuff, guys, is amazing. It is amazing for my hair. I have used this non-stop every time I wash my hair and blow dry it. It just makes my hair feel really soft. And I do want to mention that you can use this on dry hair. I'll show you. I only do like a little squirt, kind of like less than a pea size, and I warm it up in my hands. You want to warm up the product so that it'll distribute evenly throughout the hair and it's not like a clump of product. So I warm it up and then I actually go in on the ends. And this does not make my hair feel oily. It doesn't make it feel like heavy. It just makes it feel really weightless and just gives it that really beautiful shine to my hair. So I highly recommend this product. It's a really good line to bring that vibrancy and softness back into your hair. So you can't go wrong with this. So I've been trying like different deodorants to actually change it up because I always use the crystal deodorant. I have been using that for such a long time and I kind of wanted to change it up, do something a little bit different. See if there's something out there that'll give me more protection when it comes to sweating or even when it comes to odor. So I went ahead and tried this Myro Pillow Talk Violet Leaf Ylang Ylang and Wild, I think it's called Amorous. It's a plant-powered deodorant and it looks like this. I purchased mine at Target and it has no aluminum and no parabens. This has been such a game changer for me. It's actually a really big tube. It has like 2 ounces of product in there, but a little goes a long way. You don't need to go into your underarm and just go crazy because it'll leave like a white cast under your underarm. You just have to put just a little bit and gently go into the underarm with this and it smells so good. My daughter actually picked up a different scent and I'll have to ask her about that one. I can't remember which one it was, but this one here smells so refreshing. It smells so good and it works really well. So I haven't had any issues with this. I have actually worn it for a long period of time when I'm out moving around and this stuff has kept me odorless and it's also kept me dry. So I really like this. I am going to go back to Target and see what other scents they do have, but I have been loving this one so far. I have mentioned this before on my channel and I wanted to mention it again, is the Revolution Pro Hydra Matte Primer. This primer is so good. It has ingredients in there that are good for the skin, and it also keeps me matte. It doesn't allow my T-zone to produce as much oil as it does with any other primer that I've ever used when it comes to matte primers. This one says it's a thirst quenching primer infused with collagen and antioxidants, mattifies and preps the skin for makeup application. And that it does. Now it does have a scent like of tea tree oil. I will look and check and see if this has tea tree oil, but even if it doesn't, this stuff works. It works really good. Okay, so another primer that I have been loving, and this is what I use when I'm like on the go and I'm in a rush and I can't sit there and put the Hydro Matte primer on or like another poreless primer. This is actually what I go for when I don't have that time. So it is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I have used this in the past quite a bit. I love this stuff. You spray it all over, you let it dry, then you put your foundation on and you go. This spray helps your foundation last, and it's also silicone free, alcohol free, and oil free. So that's a pretty good deal. You're getting a very quick primer that you can use on the go, and you're getting good results from that primer. So I've really been loving this when I just don't have the time to put on my liquid primers. So this next item I have been using like nonstop. I use it every time I put eyeshadow on, and it is the Revolution Prime and Lock Primer. It comes in a tube like this. It also has like this doe foot applicator, which is easy application for the eyelids. I have blended it in with my finger, but I normally use a brush to like blend it in so that I don't mess with my eyelashes. But other than that, you can use your finger. You don't need to use a brush. But I've been loving this, guys, because it really locks in those shadows. It makes them stay in place. They don't budge, they don't crease. It just makes the shadows look really nice, and it allows those shadows to last. So I've really been loving this. I've been picking this up more than the Revolution Pro primers that come in the little pots. This has just been one of those products that I cannot put down. So a foundation that I have been loving is the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. I have the shades 4.5 and 5.5. This foundation has been one of those foundations that when I put this on, that I cannot believe how beautiful, natural, and flawless this foundation looks on my skin. I am absolutely in love with this foundation. I went and got the 4.5 because 5.5 was a little bit too dark. The 4.5 is a little on the yellow side, so I might go back to Target and get a neutral tone. But even so, I've worn this by itself and then I've worn this together, and even though the color is not perfect, it is still simply gorgeous on the skin. I have loved this. I can't say it enough. It's literally one of the best foundations that I have used here lately, and I've used a lot. I have gone out and bought a lot of the new ones that beauty companies have come out with, and out of all the foundations that I've tried, this is one that I have not put down. It is so good. If you guys have not tried the True Match by L'Oreal, I would highly recommend this foundation. One of the pluses about this foundation is that they do have like an array of shades. I mean, they have tons of shades out there for every skin tone and pretty much for every undertone. You're not gonna find where they have like 50 shades and they're all yellow undertone. They have different undertones. I'm telling you, this looks really, really pretty on the skin. If you guys have tried it before, like I did try this in the past. It didn't work for me. So I tried it a second time. I gave it another chance, and I'm glad I did because it is bomb. I love it. So a concealer that I have been using nonstop is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This concealer is in Golden Beige. I do have another one. I don't have it right here in front of me. I do have another one that's more on the pinky tone side, but I've really been picking this one up a lot more. I really love this because every time I use it, it gives me good coverage. It stays in place, it doesn't crease on me, and it looks really nice and bright on the under eyes. I don't use it for anything other than under my eyes, a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and a little bit above my lip, and some on my chin, just to kind of brighten up the face in those areas. But yeah, I've really been loving this again. I've had it for quite a long time, and I'm probably gonna have to buy a new one here soon because this one is almost down to the bottom. So I've got two highlighters to mention. One is the Ofra Signature palette. It looks like this. It has 5 shades in the palette. Every single one of these shades is gorgeous on the skin. Ofra has really been known to make some really nice highlighters. They have a reputation for a reason because their highlighters are super creamy. They blend really nice on the skin. I don't have one on today, but before today, I have been using this the whole month of October. This one and another one that I'm going to show you. But these two are the only ones that I've actually picked up because they're so good. This one is really creamy. There's a variety of shades that I can use with different looks. And so yeah, I really love this palette. And the next highlighter I want to show you is the e.l.f. Nabella Noor highlighter. This one is insane. It goes on so creamy on the skin. It reminds me of like that wet look. It just melds into the skin so well. And I really think that she did a great job in developing this with e.l.f. It's actually a perfect shade that I think anyone can use. It's just a really beautiful like champagne shade, and it goes on so smoothly on the skin. I'm telling you guys, this for the price reminds me of something that a high-end beauty brand would come out with. So the next thing I'm going to show you is not a highlighter. It's a product where you could add like some glitter to your look, but it's by Fenty. It is the Liquid Diamond Balm Glitter Highlighter. Now it does say that it is a highlighter, but I don't know that most people would use this as a highlighter. You could if you wanted to. I have before, but I actually really like this for the eyes. Usually what I'll do is I'll shake it up. I'll get the little roller ball and I'll kind of roll it on the back of my hand. I'll take the brush and I'll put like a little bit of glitter glue on the back of the brush, and then I'll swipe it onto the glitter, and then I'll pat it onto the eyelid, and guys, it looks so pretty. It's super sparkly, super beautiful. It has just like that glistening effect, and it's gonna be like perfect for the holidays. You're gonna be able to wear this to like Christmas parties or any holiday function, to be honest with you. And you can also use this on your collarbone and your shoulders. I've used it for that too. So I've really been loving this. It's little packaging, but a little goes a long way because it's super glittery. So for palettes, I do have 3 eye palettes that I want to show you. I am going to start off with the Carly Bible Anastasia palette. This palette is so gorgeous. The shades in here are phenomenal. All the shades are like really sparkly and glittery. Although you do have some matte shades, you have a few shades in here that can be used for transition colors, but for the most part, all the other shades are really like shimmery and just beautiful on the eye. This has got to be one of my favorite Anastasia palettes. I have a few, but this is one that I know that I'm going to be picking up all year round. I've got a palette here by ColourPop. It's the X's and O's palette. I did use this in a tutorial. This is the epitome of a fall palette. Look how beautiful these shades are. You have so many beautiful warm tone shades in this palette and so many looks that you can do with this palette. I have been loving this palette. I have been using it like crazy. It just has the perfect shades for me, like that I can use on a daily basis or even a night look. I just think it has those fall vibes to it. It just screams fall. I mean, look at it. It's so beautiful. Anyway, this has been one of my favorites. And the next palette I've been loving is the Iman and Catrice collaboration palette. It looks like this. And here are the shades here. This palette is a perfect everyday palette. It has so many beautiful shades in here that you can wear during the day. This one and this one you can use as eyeliners. These shades here on the bottom you can use all over the lid, and they're super creamy, super blendable. I have been picking up this palette nonstop. This is one that I actually put in my makeup bag that I take to work. When I don't have time to do my makeup here and I have to do it at work, I've actually been using this palette. So really love this palette. And another great thing about this is it's very affordable. So you're getting a very high quality product for a very affordable price. So an eye product that I've really been enjoying is this Kiss Sealant. This came in a kit that I showed in one of my hauls that I did from Walmart and from Target, if I'm not mistaken. And this sealant is what I use to actually seal the lashes right after I do my makeup. I did try this before I did eyeshadow one time. The eyeshadow actually fell on my lashes and I could not get it off. So I ended up changing it up a little bit and trying it after I put my eyeshadow on. And this is only something that I use when I'm not actually using mascara. I go ahead and put this on to separate the lashes, to give them like a little bit of lift. It is a very liquidy product, so I don't know if it's just a serum that's in there. I don't know. It just makes my eyelashes look a lot better after I've done my makeup and brushed through them. So been using this quite a bit. And then I've also been loving the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim Pencil. This is in the shade dark brown. I don't have the top on here. I don't know where it went, but it comes with a spoolie and it's a very fine tip. I used this on my eyebrows today. I really feel like I have a lot of control with this. It does have good pigmentation to where it doesn't look too dark or it doesn't look too light. It just has enough color where I can actually go in there and fill in my brows. So I have been enjoying this. It seems like it's very long lasting. I haven't had any issues with it. And every time I use that pencil, I go in with the e.l.f. Wow Brow. You guys have heard me talk about this. This Wow Brow is such a phenomenal product and the price is amazing. So I've really been enjoying these two products together. And then for mascara, I have been loving the Essence Lash Princess. It's a false lash effect mascara in waterproof. Looks like this. I do like this mascara, guys. Now, I don't wear it all the time, but when I do wear it, I wear it on my bottom lashes. I never wear this on my extensions. I use a different mascara for my extensions, but this one has been pretty good. I haven't had a lot of smearing on the under eye. It seems to separate my lashes really well. Now, I will say this. If you're going to purchase this, I would use it or leave it open just a little bit just to let some air get in there, because I think it gets better over time, because initially it's very liquidy. And I noticed that when I put it on my lashes, when I first started using it, I noticed that my lashes were wet and mascara would get on my under eyes. But over time, as this has gotten air in it and I've been using it, it's actually kind of thickened a little bit more. It just seems like a little bit easier to use. So yeah, I've been loving this mascara for my bottom lashes. And the last two things I want to mention that I have really been enjoying is this Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I purchased this setting spray probably about a month and a half ago. I was with my friend Jules and I was telling her that I was afraid to purchase this because I wasn't sure about the aerosol. You know, I wasn't sure if it was gonna come off like too strong, like have this really like strong scent. I don't know. I just was kind of weary about it like going up my nose. And anyway, I mean, not that the other sprays won't, but I was just kind of weird about this. And I ended up going to the Morphe store with her and we both ended up purchasing the setting mist, and I've actually been loving it. I'm really surprised of how this actually goes on. The mist is really beautiful, very soft like, and no, it doesn't get in my nose, but it does smell like, it smells like very, I don't know, florally, not too strong, but to me it has a really clean floral scent. And yeah, I've really been liking it. I actually like it better than the Beauty Bakery. That one was different. When I sprayed it on my face, initially it went on really nicely. After a while, the spray kind of broke on that and it just kind of like squirted out. Not only that, as I was wearing it throughout the day, I noticed that my face looked kind of cakey. Anyway, this one does not leave cake face. It's a super nice setting mist and it makes my makeup last. The last thing I want to mention is this perfume by Le Labo. It's the Santal 33. I actually purchased this in a duo set during the Nordstrom's anniversary sale, and it came with the Santal 33 and then it also came with, I think, Rose 31. I really liked both of those scents, but the one that I got compliments on the most for was the Santal 33. Every time I wore that perfume, people would always stop me and ask me, what are you wearing? So because I got all those compliments, I went ahead and bit the bullet and bought the bigger bottle. Now there is a bottle that's way bigger than this one, and I think it's almost $300 if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly how much I paid for this one. I'll list it right here. So I'm not good at describing scents, guys, but this scent is more of like, it's a very warm scent, but kind of floral too. So it's kind of like a mesh of warm and floral scents, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I made sense there, but it smells really good. Anyway, I do want to mention something that's really neat about purchasing one of these. I went in Nordstrom, he asked what I wanted on the label. So you have up to so many characters to actually put on the label and kind of personalize it. I just put my name on there, but it says labeled in Nordstrom by Jason. So Jason's the one that sold it to me. It has the date and then it has my full name at the bottom. So I thought that was pretty neat because it makes it more personal. Especially if you're spending all that money for a perfume. It's nice that I can see my name on it and make it mine. So anyway, I really love this scent. The Nordstrom that I have near my house, they're super, super sweet. They're really cool about you going and trying their perfumes on. So the guy that helped me out with this, I didn't have any perfume on that day. He like bathed me in this stuff. I think he put a little bit too much on me that day, but it still smelled really good. I was a walking Santal 33 advertisement. But anyway, it was fun being able to buy this and personalize it, and I have really been loving it. It's just like the perfect scent for me. Okay, so that is it for my October favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks again for your support, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.